first thing that I get asked all the time is, how long does a VAWA petition take? How long do they take to approve a VAWA case? So as with everything else, it depends, but this is the average time. Most VAWA cases can take from anywhere from 24 months to 2.5 years. That is the average. When I mean average, I mean that 80% of people are going to fall into that category. You will find some people that theirs end up being approved earlier, maybe like 18 months earlier or later, because maybe they had requests for additional evidence or an NOID and they had to add other supporting evidence. But 80% of applicants will fall in that pool of 2 years to 2.5 years for the VAWA petition to be, for them to make a decision on your case. The second question I have that I get asked all the time is, well, one, what is a prima facie determination letter and how is it renewed? So a prima facie determination letter is a letter that USCIS gives you if they feel that you meet the minimum standards to be classified as a VAWA victim, okay? So they're basically saying, we've looked on the surface level and you could technically qualify, but now we're going to use a fine-tooth comb to review it. But before we use a fine-tooth comb, because we know it takes a long time, we're going to give you this prima facie determination letter so that if you're in a state where, you're able to get public assistance, you can get it. If you're in a, if you're able to get into school and need financial assistance, you can get it. If you're in a state where you're allowed to get a driver's license, and you need a driver's license, you can get it. And on that, it will typically list your children who are under 21, as long as they're not U.S. citizens, regardless of where they live, whether they live in America or whether they live outside the country. Okay, and so when you get that first initial prima facie determination letter, what you get is a 1-year prima facie determination letter. And then after that 1 year expires, you will be issued 6-month prima facie letters until they make a decision on your case. You don't have to put in an application for a prima facie determination letter after expire. It is something that's automatically given to you. If you've received it late or you haven't received it and yours has expired, do not panic. They typically tend to send them late, a couple of weeks later. It's fine. It's A-okay. Find something else to panic about, not that. Another question I get asked about VAWA is, can I divorce my spouse, or must I stay with them, or can I stay with them? Because, there's some people that struggle. So I'll talk about the two. There's some people who struggle, who, they're like, well, it's the mother of my child, or it's the father of my child. She's been awful to me, or he's been awful to me, but I'm just not ready to leave the marriage. Or I have some people that say, I don't believe in divorce. Some people say that. And for those people, it's okay. Whether or not you choose to stay with your spouse or not, it doesn't change the outcome of your case. It doesn't change whether they're going to approve you or not approve you. The only thing I would say is that if you choose to stay married to the person and you want to take public assistance, a lot of states will not give you the public assistance as long as you're living with them, because they feel like they're giving you money that's going to benefit the abuser, essentially. So that's really the only time that, does that, whatever. But if you don't care about public assistance, then it really doesn't matter.